easiest fight in the world to score. Jورnیک with a slightly rueful look on her face when the decision was announced. She'll know that that was a tight one, and on another night maybe it would have gone her way. Basically, in a fight like that, whoever doesn't get it is going to feel aggrieved.
Yes, indeed. It was that type of contest, but again, the quality on the punches, the left hook from AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani was notable, but the hooks and uppercuts at mid and short range from Jورnیک were pleasing as well. But again, bitter disappointment for Jورnیک. But if she competes in such spirited fashion on the IBA Champions Night stage, I think she's the type of boxer that's going to get a call up again from the organisers, because she provided a terrific...
If I'm perfectly honest, but here she is anyway, appearing in the archway. All sorts of things can happen backstage. She arrived at pretty much the same time that we did, actually. We saw her strolling in about 5:15 to now AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, and again, she's a fighter who's taken on a few challenges, 7 wins, 3 defeats and 1 draw. You look at her record and the name that jumps out at you really is Sofia Ochigava, who took silver in London 2012, losing her Olympic final to Katie Taylor. So she's mixed in some good company. Again, she has travelled a lot during the course of her career.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is IBA Champions Night, Dubai, presented to you by IBA President Mr. Umar Kremlov. And this contest, 6 rounds of boxing in the 57-kilogram weight division. Your officials, judges at ringside: from Estonia, Jakov Peterson; from Moldova, Valery Pastuhov; from Italy, Luca Varilonga; and your referee in charge of the action from Azerbaijan is Emil Gurbanalayev. And now let's meet the boxers. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the black corner, weighing in at 55.35 kilograms. She comes to the ring with 11 wins to her name, including 3 of those wins by knockout. She comes to us from Hunedoara, Romania. Please welcome XENIA Jurna.
Last minute adjustment to the gloves there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her opponent in the gold corner. She weighed in at 57 kilograms even. Her record, 7 wins to her name, including 4 wins by way of knockout. She comes to us representing Iran. Please welcome Tینا آخوندتبار Mazandarani.
Checks there from the referee. They'll always look at the gloves, the belt line, the mouthpiece.
Head up, no holding, no overload. Okay? Good luck.
So there's the tail of the tape. These two both beyond the 30 years of age mark, but they don't have too many miles on the clock. And I think we're going to see an entertaining contest first up, because it's similar for both of these two. And it's the same in a number of the matches that we've got tonight. This really is a great opportunity to show a global audience what you are capable of doing. The matching has been hard in these Champions Nights, the ones that we have seen. There haven't been any easy fights. And you see AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani there in the white. She's just shuffling forward, just looking to try and get on top of Jورnیک with that front foot. Jورnیک in that southpaw stance, just doing a good job there of turning neatly around that front foot. Just staying on the borderline of range there, really. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani maybe just a little bit too deliberate at times with her movements. You just see the head there of Jورnیک. She's looking to try and keep that on the move as much as she can. Front feet may clash at stages, they do there, with AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani just stepping on top of the lead foot there of Jورnیک. Quite tentative from the pair of them. in the opening minute of this fight. Good feint there from Jurnak. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani bit on it, but the Iranian gets in close there and looks to try and let that left hand go. Past the midway point of round 1. 2-minute rounds. This is scheduled for 6 of them. Again, just in and out with the front foot there. Jurnak didn't really manage to draw too much from her opponent in that instance. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani looking to try and work that right hand as she backed Jurniak up to the ropes. But a great deal has landed clean from either one of these in this opening round so far. Again, just creeping in with that front foot, the fighter in white. Jurnak dips the knees and looks for that jab into the body. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, when she plants her feet, is at times looking to let her hands go and just short with the uppercut. And just finding a bit of range there. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani right at the end of the very first round, and a bit of a feel out that first 2 minutes.
Indeed, each boxer seeking to establish their range. Jurnak out of that southpaw stance. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, the taller of the two boxers, but she was the fighter seeking to get over that front foot and apply pressure. There were a couple of instances during the course of the round where Jurnak did uncoil a couple of really eye-catching uppercuts. You see her drop down to the body and come back with a lead southpaw right hook to the head. But AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani takes the right hand over the top there, followed by a good left uppercut to the body. You see that interesting defense where she raised up the shoulder high to ward off the incoming fire from that right flank. Interesting character, AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani. She said, Andy, 37 years of age, only began boxing 10 years ago, and is an actress by profession. When I was asking what type of role she likes to get her teeth into, she said anything other than comedy. But the boxing allows her to explore a side of herself that she didn't know existed prior to, and she wants to get the very best out of it.
It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? There's not a lot to laugh about in there, to be perfectly honest. It's a very, very serious business, boxing, but that will certainly give her motivation to try and protect those features. Into the second round, and both of them just starting a little bit quicker there. Jurniak, you get the feeling if she can get up close like she did there, she needs to let those hands go. Punching combination, because she does have the superior hand speed. If she can get inside the reach, then she can work at a distance that's going to be difficult for AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, who again there just gets right up on her toes to pull out and avoid the attack from Jurniak. That was an interesting manoeuvre. Jurniak again there finding good range and looking to try and score with the hooks. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani has got the height, she's got the reach that comes with it, but the way she fights, she doesn't particularly look to use it. We haven't really seen anybody snap out a nice solid lead hand, a jab just yet. They both want to get to their range. She's just planted her feet a bit wider, Jurniak, in this second round, giving herself a bit more of a solid base to punch off. That was a good right hand from AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, and then a little bit of a slap on the blind side of the referee, but a higher tempo to this second round so far. Nice right hand into the body there from Jurniak as AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani was trying to open out. She replies with a left, and then a short right hand on the inside. There's been much better action in the second round than we saw in the first. Understandable. First round, though, just having a look at each other, really. Just dips her knees a little bit there, AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, and sends the right hand into the pit of the stomach. It's interesting to watch because the way she punches the Iranian, just showing a bit of physical strength there, the way that she lets her hands go, there is quite a laboured look to it, but I think she might be quite heavy-handed because when she lands, it gets a reaction.
And it's interesting you mentioned that it gets a reaction, because I was speaking with Jurniak during the week we've been out here, Andy, at the pre-fight events, and she said that the boxer she admires most is a man who's here supporting this event tonight, and that is the man who claimed the undisputed light heavyweight title, Artur Beterbiev. When I said why she likes him, as we see the heads coming together between the Orthodox and Southpaw boxers, she said it's his mentality and the fact that his expression never changes when he takes a shot. But as you say, AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, when she found a range with that right hand, then it did bring about a reaction, but the flashing bent arm work from Jurniak, again, notable during the course of that round, where both boxers enjoyed an increased amount of success when compared to the first round.
It'd be great to see Artur Beterbiev here tonight. He's on a little bit of a tour at the minute. I saw him train the week building up to his fight against Dmitry Bivol about midnight. No music. He doesn't have music when he trains. It's just pure business. And he did a quick session on the pads, and he's one of these guys, no surprise, who just causes that sharper explosion of air off the pads, so you know that you're watching somebody who can really, really crack. Into the third round here. Ákhoundtabár Mazandarani just looking to, again, just get that front foot on top of Jórnák, and again just pushes her off there, shoves her backwards. Physically, she's got some strength to her. She is the stronger of the two, you would say. The referee just having a bit of a word with her there about those slightly roughhouse tactics. Jórnák just dips, gets onto the inside and throws that combination, and that's what she needs to do, but she's got to be careful on the way in. Just there, she didn't really move too much and walked straight onto a short right hand. Midway through round three, these 2-minute rounds really do fly by. Again, looking to try and jab her way in there, Jórnák. As I mentioned in the previous round, we haven't seen too much of that, just in and out with the front foot. Raiding mission there with a couple of shots into the body, both landing right hands. Ákhoundtabár Mazandarani, though, I think fancied that she might have made a slight dent in Jórnák there, but she was quickly onto her. Now she's just setting her feet and looking to let her hands go a little bit more. Good combination there. Right hand just pushed her back to the ropes and then let the left hand go too. Heading up to the midweight stage here, and this is kind of interestingly poised. There wasn't a lot in the first round. The second round, I would say you would probably go in Jórnák's direction, possibly. Ákhoundtabár Mazandarani is bringing some good heat, though, in this third round, and you just get the impression that she can keep the tempo high enough. It doesn't have to be blistering with the way that she fights, but if she can keep that punch output high enough, she could begin to take over here a little bit, I think.
Another good round of boxing. Ákhoundttabár Mazandarani goes back to a corner where Sajjad Marabi is issuing the instructions, but the raiding attacks from Jórnák were interesting indeed, but there was a point in this round as we see some of the two-way action that took place in round number 3. Raiding attacks from Jórnák, but there was a point with 30 seconds to go where Ákhoundttabár Mazandarani really did back up her opponent with thrusting straight shots to the body, and again she's not averse to roughhousing her opponent in the physical exchanges. There you see a couple of rabbit punches going around the rear of the head, and again, even though she only started boxing 10 years ago, already showing that she's familiar with fighting on the edge of the rule book and employing some physical tactics. But raiding success for Jórnák compared with the heavier straight shots of Ákhoundttabár Mazandarani. Fascinating third round.
It's well set up, this, actually, because you could well have this. It's tight, put it that way. It's tight through the first 3 rounds. Jórnák's got to keep those feet moving. She's got to get in and out. She's got to keep those gloves up. She's got to pay absolute attention to everything that she's doing. If she can do that and box a really disciplined fight, then she's got it in the tank, possibly to get the win here. But that's how she's going to have to go about it, because Ákhoundttabár Mazandarani will continue to get onto that front foot, to just inch her way in, and then when she gets in range, just let those hands go. And she will trust that she'll be able to do some damage, and that 6 rounds will prove to be a very long time in there for Jórnák. It's the kind of fight I like, actually, when you've got these two different sorts of styles, both requiring a different kind of mentality. For Jórnák, it is about just staying absolutely in the moment and trying to win every round that you're in. Ákhoundttabár Mazandarani is looking to do that as well, of course, but she's looking a little bit longer term. She knows that early in the fight she might drop some rounds, but she just keeps the faith that she will get to you. A good right hand there on the break from Ákhoundttabár Mazandarani. The referee just told her to keep that right hand up a little bit. Nice right hand up top there, though, from Jórnák. And for Jórnák, you get the impression that she either needs to be all the way out or all the way in. Out of range and you're safe. Close enough, with her shorter levers, and she's pretty safe, and she can get some work done. She gets caught at mid-range, then she's in trouble, because that's when AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani can just let those hands go, particularly that short right. She doesn't throw it all that long. She doesn't really shoot it from the outside. She wants to step in with it and bring you onto it. And when she does that, it looks like a good weapon, but Jornak has done a good job this round of doing exactly what I talked about at the beginning.
Really interesting fourth round of boxing. There was a passage of the round with about 40 seconds to go, where Jornak got onto the front foot and backed up AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani towards the rope, something we haven't really seen in the contest. And I just wonder, even though it's 2-minute rounds, whether AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani just feeling the pace a little bit, as she was unable to sustain that unrelenting, incessant front foot pressure. But so much experience under the belt of Xenia Jornák. As you mentioned at the outset, Andy, she's boxed all over the world and has competed at a good level of competition. And she just showed some different facets to her ring craft in that fourth round, getting AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani onto the back foot, able to spin in the pocket and present different angles. Will AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani be able to get back to a grinding forward advance and keep Jornák on the perimeter of the boxing ring?
And she needs to, because I would say that the Romanian has got herself in front through 4 rounds. Always difficult to second guess the judges. Not much happened in the first round, so that wouldn't have been particularly easy to score. Rounds 2 and 4, though, I would say, have gone her way. Round 3, AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani's probably, but we are not official scorers. A couple of rounds remaining, and AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani's trying to bring that heat and just step onto Jornák. She just got caught on the way in there by a neat right hand, and she is keeping that discipline and keeping that shape here, Jornák, at the minute. But there's that right hand. She kind of sprays it out wide almost, AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani. She steps in quite wide with the front foot and then just lets it go. And this is the kind of distance that Jornák doesn't really want to be finding herself at too often. Again, almost midway through round 5 already. The referee just having a quick word about heads there, I think. But as she gets low there, Jornák, that's the tactic for her, really, because AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani stands up straight. She punches with straight legs almost, which is a difficult thing to do and generate power, but it's something that she seems quite capable of. Jornák has got to keep that base nice and solid. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani trying to find the left hand to the body, does there the second time around. Both of these two feeling it now, both feeling the pace. I think that's fair to say, and it has been boxed at a good tempo this right from the beginning. Certainly as we got into round 2 anyway. Round 1 was quite lukewarm, but right from the start of the second round things have really heated up. Again, closing stages of round 5. That right hand was low there from AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani. It was on the blind side of the referee, though, who didn't really see it. Jornák working hard here, continuing to work hard as the bell goes.
Terrific 5th round of boxing. We posed the question as to whether AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani may be feeling the pace because her front foot pressure wasn't incessant in round number 4, but my goodness did she answer that query in round 5, because invariably she was on the front foot looking to back up her opponent. Jornák again continuing to compete and box well in the pocket, and she made a good point, did Jornák, of not just circling her opponent, but sometimes planting her feet and letting her hands go to show that she's not just trying to win this on the back foot, because sometimes that can be construed as running, as though you're trying to nick it. I don't think Jornák would fall into that category here this evening. But this is a fascinating encounter where both boxers have enjoyed success. You see that reddening to the left eye just a few moments ago on the face of Xenia Jornák. And with 2 minutes remaining, well, this one could well still be up for grabs. Remember, we've got 3 scoring judges around the ring using the 10-point must system. Agreed.
And I think we'll see both of them go at it hell for leather in this final round to try and make sure they bank this 6th round, because there's not much to pick between the pair of them. There really isn't. And you're right, Jornák has mixed this up nicely. She hasn't just looked to move. She has set those feet and let those hands go at times to try and catch AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani and see if she can do some real damage. early stages of round 6. Again, gets nice and low there, goes to the body, then just whips that left hand up the centre, lands the uppercut. Left hand to the body from AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani has landed a few times. Neither one of these two has looked like wilting at any stage. And you wouldn't expect that, certainly not of Jورنیک. She's been down the stretch with some good fighters. Both of them just taking a couple of seconds there as the referee gave the command to break into the final minute. A little bit scruffy at times in this final round, but that's understandable. And in this round, Jورنیک is looking to hold those feet more, as Ron was picking up in the previous round. She's took the centre of the ring more in this round than probably in any other round. Maybe she senses that her opponent is tiring a little bit, and she needs to meet her slightly more head-on, because, as discussed, you had to think about the different looks for the judges. Some will look solely really for the clean punching, which is the primary criteria, but judges can tend to favour, in close fights, the fighter who's coming forward more and making the action more. And previously, that was AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani, but in rounds 5 and 6, I think Jورنیک has more than stood her ground. Final few seconds of the fight, good right hand there from Jورنیک. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani trying to tuck up, another right hand just sneaks through, a touch of the gloves. Good fight.
Terrific contest to open our IBA Champions Night event here at the Agenda Arena in Dubai. Two-way action throughout the entirety of the 6 2-minute rounds. This woman's left hook to the body was sumptuous. On so many occasions, she dipped at the knees despite being a taller boxer, sunk to the left and got terrific leverage on that shot. As for Jورنیک, well, she was notable with her hooks and uppercuts. And that is an example of the action that we're seeing. There's the left hook to the body, right on cue, looking for the right hand over the top part of the southpaw stance was Jورنیک, and it was that type of contest for the entirety of the bout. Each one of them showing different facets of their game. AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani invariably looking to get on the front foot and go forwards, but occasionally she showed the ability to shape shift and move and give her opponents angles. Jورnیک was the boxer looking to box off the line, spin off the line, but then she showed the ability to grind her way forwards and back her opponents up. I think that's a terrific show opener. Both boxers are putting themselves very well indeed. Remember, we've got 3 scoring judges in IBA Champions Night boxing, unlike the 5 judges we have in tournament boxing. Here's the verdict.
After 6 rounds of boxing, we go to our judges' scorecards, where we have a unanimous decision in favor of your winner. In the gold corner, representing Iran, Tینا
So unanimous decision in favour of AKHOUNDTABAR Mazandarani. We didn't get to hear the scores, so we don't